Anthony. But you know, styles make fights, and I think that's the wrong style for Anthony Joshua.
You think
The realistic fight was Tyson Fury around this time. You know what I mean? But it just didn't happen due to certain reasons. So I've moved on. So it's still a fight that would happen for sure, but when the time's right.
George Capetillo, who is Tyson Fury's cut man, did an interview with World Boxing News where they were discussing the top 3 heavyweights in their division, and Capetillo made it clear that he thought Tyson Fury was a head and shoulders above all the heavyweights in the division. Capetillo was asked for his opinion who would be a tougher opponent for Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, who he fought twice already, or Anthony Joshua. Capetillo says Wilder by far because Wilder's natural power. You don't see a guy with 42 knockouts every day. He said, with all due respect, we got to worry about Wilder more than we got to worry about Anthony Joshua. Now, I'm not discrediting Deontay Wilder's power, but I'm looking who he knocked out. Luis Ortiz, the 50-year-old man. What other notable opponent has he knocked out? Bermane Stiverne, you're going to count him? And Deontay Wilder does have knockout power. Now, the most devastating power I've ever seen, I don't know. Julian Jackson, Ernie Shavers, those guys can really punch too. Fury's management team has been coached well. What not to say, what to say. They are building Wilder as just like this superhero, and they're trying to make Anthony Joshua look like a paper champion. Like he can do anything. No head movement, no boxing skills whatsoever. He goes on to say the IQs are different. The whole IQ is different. Anthony Joshua is a strong man that comes after you like he did Andy. Wait a minute. Mr. Capetillo must have not seen the rematch because Anthony Joshua put on a boxing clinic in the rematch, and this is where they fall short. Tyson Fury and his team. Anthony Joshua is constantly improving. If Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua fulfill their obligations and this fight take place, they're going to see a different Anthony Joshua than they saw 2 fights ago. He's not going to be the same dude. What I noticed about Joshua, he's constantly evolving as a fighter now. I think Tyson Fury's at his peak, and what a peak it is because he got elite skills as a heavyweight. I don't think Joshua has hit his peak yet. I think we got 1 or 2 more years to go before we see Joshua at his best. So he continues on by saying that Anthony Joshua will not have the same advantages what he had against Andy Ruiz, which is true because Tyson Fury's 6'9". But it'd be a different fight for Tyson Fury too, because I think this be the best fighter Tyson Fury has faced. They don't want to admit it. They want to downplay it and build up Deontay Wilder. But they know deep in their heart, deep in their mind, that Anthony Joshua will be the best fighter they ever faced. And you could say, you would have a valid point, that Deontay Wilder hits a little harder than Anthony Joshua. But what I'm thinking is that look at the opposition Anthony Joshua has faced. And look what the opposition Deontay Wilder has faced. Let me put it to you this way. Capetillo says that Tyson Fury's tough. Deontay Wilder couldn't keep him down. But I think Anthony Joshua, with his combination of punches in his arsenal, would be able to finish Fury if he gets him in trouble. I'm just keeping it real. Joshua has a better arsenal of punches, and he's a better finisher than Deontay Wilder. He will finish Fury if he gets him in trouble. Mark my words. Capetillo also says Anthony Joshua is not a very creative fighter. He says he doesn't use his jab enough, no head movement, and you got to be in front of him to land punches. Again, he didn't see the second Ruiz fight where Anthony Joshua showed growth. He finished by saying Tyson Fury is the best fighter in this era and the heavyweight division, and he proved it. Tyson Fury proved to me he's one of the best heavyweights in the division. He hasn't proved that he's the best in the era, all-time great. He hasn't done that stuff yet. And some people have Tyson Fury the best heavyweight in the division. I have no problem with that. But the best fighter in the era, Just because you beat an overhyped Deontay Wilder twice, I'm sorry, one was called a draw. I have to see more from Tyson Fury before I give him those accolades. What do you think? Do you think Tyson Fury is the best fighter in this era? Leave your thoughts in comments below. JBZ. Subscribe to the channel. I'm gone.